Hi, good morning, favored ones. Welcome to Soul Talk. Our guest for today is Kassy Pajarillo Braganza. She is an online business coach. Later, you will know what she's doing kasi ang dami talaga. Pero ang dami niyang, alam mo yon after the name. But she's one of my mentors and I really, really respect her. And I'm grateful that she's here with us. And I hope you also gain value from what she has to share. So let's welcome Cassie.
Hi, everybody. Nice to be here, Michelle Brendy. We call her Brent, but now that she has this new world and she said that she's now Michelle. Okay, Michelle.
Oo. Well, alam naman ng mga tao ano yung story
Yeah,
behind the Michelle Brandy.
yeah.
Ayun. But ito, sige, let's put the spotlight on you, Cassie. How are you? How's your January?
Oh my gosh, January is filled of new energy. And that's
Sure.
just, yeah, it's like I love the new energy. I felt like 2020 really is a great reset of all sort of things, from Mother Earth to your lifestyle to a lot of things. So 2021 pretty much geared me up more into a position like you have the entire year to sort things through and plan better, right? And everybody is on the same page. So I love the energy of new beginnings, that everybody has this headspace of, okay, we have to do things like, okay, what would be something new for me this year, right? So I love it that everybody's on the same page. So yeah, that energy is just magnetizing.
Mhm. Yes, actually dun nga sa Ambitious Tribe sa Facebook group, nafe-feel ko talaga yung energy ng new year and new beginnings, and almost everyone is, if not everyone, everyone is really starting and planning.
Yeah.
Could you share what the Ambitious Tribe is all about and how it all started? Pati yung tagline, yung embrace ambition. That's a good story to tell all of us.
Oh wow. It was not a business decision after all. I mean, all those things. It's not a business edition. Business decision. It's not a strategy. It's not nothing. It was really more of me coming out in this world wherein everybody, if not everyone, we're saying like as a woman, you are it's negative when you are ambitious, right? So even when I was younger, it all actually yung hugot niya was since before, like time immemorial. Because people would always say like, Cassie, you're so ambitious. Cassie, we're on the same page. Cassie is different. Cassie is weird. I mean, it definitely it could be anything, right? Or anything, all right. But I've lost and gained people along the way because of maybe we're not of the same wavelength anymore, maybe we're not on the same journey anymore, maybe we're not on the same story anymore. I mean, diba, there are reasons in different seasons, but in a nutshell, I was like thinking through it. Oh nga, no, I mean, in a world, I mean, and during those times, like I can recall a lot of a period of my life wherein, while everybody is looking for a boyfriend, I'm already looking for what am I going to be 10 years from now. While there are others who's looking for what will I do in college, I'm already looking into I want to become a general manager.
Oh,
Alam mo yun, I'm
dapat
always,
no?
yeah. So while there are people in this moment, while we were all looking into what college are we were going to be in, I was already looking into what is the curriculum that they're going to teach me. Am I gonna go for this or not? Because honestly, I was supposed to take advertising and marketing communications. There was an instance I wanted to become a doctor. There was an instant I wanted to become a lawyer. There was an instant like, oh my gosh, ano ba gusto mo? Right? So, right? But the thing is, it's just that it was such diverse interest that I had, that again, while other people are so stuck with, or at least were, I mean, I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm not saying I'm correct. It's just me. It's just a moment, like, that's just me. I was already looking into, it's funny, I was looking into different curriculums right in front of me. I would even go to the principal's office just to ask, how do you run the school? Weird
Wow.
talaga ako, as in weird, right? So,
Very proactive. Dati pa
yeah.
pala.
Right? So it's just really, really different. I would say that, it all boils back down to a decision, or with the background that you have. Because apparently, I think it's fun being an adult. Apparently, it's fun because you get to look back into your youth, and sometimes you get a little cringe. Sometimes like kaya pala. Sometimes there are a lot of discoveries. Okay, that's why,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that in itself was more of like being ambitious. So you know, um, and I was just so sick and tired of people saying like, Cassie, you're ambitious, because I wanted to become an entrepreneur. I've been in and out of entrepreneurship, and in a world where people were like, no, that's not going to fly because that's their belief system. I didn't know what belief system was, right? It's just like I just have my own thing going on, right? So I just got so sick and tired. So I remember specifically it was January 1, 2018, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think that was 18. No, 17 or 18. Yeah, along those days. I just made a hashtag on LinkedIn, embrace ambition. That's it. And then I mean, while people were saying you're ambitious, because I wanted to become okay, here's a story, a little bit more of that for the hashtag, aside from the history. I wanted to become a general manager of a hotel. So I was shadowing the general manager of the previous hotel I was working in. Right. So he was mentoring me, and then telling me, okay, these are the things that you gotta do, and so on and so forth. And again, it's such a different culture where I was, because, when people are older than you, they would say, sino ka? Why are you, diba? Sobrang bata mo. How dare you? Or maybe something to this light. But it's the truth.
May gano'n naman talaga sa
Hindi na
culture,
naman talaga.
minsan. Mm.
Yeah. I mean, we can't also blame them because they've been there for like maybe 10, 20, 30, I don't know, like years, right? And then who is this young woman, right? Who has so much gusto of becoming a general manager, right? Parang kapal ng mukha mo, parang ganyan, right? So I was hearing all those, I was hearing those, and I was like, me, I'm very optimistic, I'm very positive, right? So I was like, why? What? Edi kung gusto mo pala, edi mag-apply ka. Sabihin mo, gusto mo maging, di ba? Parang ganyan.
Mm.
Right? So I just so got sick and tired of it. And when I lost my job in 2018, I just said, you know what? I'm just gonna turn it into my middle name. I mean, if you keep them telling me I'm ambitious negatively, how am I going to switch it up into positive? So yeah, so I turned it into a hashtag and a cover page on my Facebook, I mean on my LinkedIn account, on cover page 2018, January 1. Kaya nga I love beginnings, right?
Mm.
Until eventually it's just amazing because speaking engagements came, left and right. Opportunities came in left and right. It was a compounding of a lot of stuff just because I started to share what my conviction was. Like, I'm ambitious, so what? Right? It's like saying F you, right? F you, I mean, wala, ganun talaga eh. Gusto ko eh, bakit ba? But of course, even if I was so brave and courageous on saying it, syempre you're a little bit scared too.
Mhm.
Because it's like combating a it's like sickness na finally you're addressing it, right? And what if it didn't work? What if it stick pero it didn't turn out positive? Like how are you gonna do that? But
Mhm.
gladfully, I turned it in 2019 into Drive Ambition instead. No story, but just a short story na lang, right? I turned it into Drive Ambition after because I said, once you embrace it, oh yeah, what are you going to do? Oh yeah, you have to drive it. You have to be it. So that was it. So again, it wasn't a strategy of anything. It
Mhm.
really wasn't. It's just really me on saying that if you are a woman and you have this ambitious endeavor that you want to have, if you want to have 7 figures, if you want to travel to Paris and maybe business class, if you want to have, I don't know, whatever that may be, if you want to have a mansion, bahala ka, do you, right? So whatever other people may think of you, that's their issue. That's their, that it's on them. It's not on you. Just as long as you know that you're not hurting anyone, right? You're not hurting anyone. You walk your talk. You have your integrity. You are generous, right? And you make money work not just for you, but you are also giving it out, right? So I don't know if you want to be charitable, go. If you want to be a philanthropist, go. Whatever that may be, just as long as you know that it's not greed that you're holding on to, right? So yeah, so that was just it. So that was the entire long story short of why I have been, screaming and sharing like, hey guys, drive your ambition. It's not wrong, right? It's not wrong. And if that's you, it makes you authentic, diba? So yeah, so that's a story of it. So again, wala siyang kinalaman, nothing to do with business or whatsoever. It's just really me so pissed that, yeah, there are a lot of things that I want in my life. Now, if you don't want it, and then that's on you. But that's, I want it there, right? So yeah, that's it. So I will encourage you, like just like you, diba, Brent?
Mm.
Like, diba, you wanted to become a manifester, you wanted to become just a very soulful person that you want to share your gift. But andito tayo sa, paano kung, paano ganyan? Diba? Like, there are things that's holding you back. But look at you now.
Mm.
Look at you now. You're just showing up every freaking day, right? Sobrang you have grown so differently, right? From the
Mm.
time that you were stuttering.
Yeah, sobra.
Yeah.
Actually, ang dami kong pinagdaanan na coaches, promise. Alam niyo 'yon.
Yeah.
And I really believe that successful people will always have mentors and coaches. As in marami
Absolutely.
in different aspects of their lives.
Yes.
So, pero what I love about Cassie's story is that she didn't let other people's opinion, bring her down or let her move away from her dreams or her ambitions. Kasi tama naman in the Philippines, 'di ba, pag sobrang ambitious, parang negative connotation. There's a negative perception. And what Cassie is bringing into the table is telling us that walang masama kung ambisyosa ka.
Nothing
Wala
wrong.
talaga, 'di ba? And it really shows the level of self-worth that she has, that she also deserves whatever it is that she wants to accomplish, to achieve. So that's something really very positive, and a lot of people can resonate with that. So tama si Cassie yung sinasabi niya na belief system yun ng ibang tao. Palitan niyo yung mindset niyo, palitan niyo yung the way you think.
Yeah, because it's going to affect. I mean, Brent, I also realized too, because up until now, I'm still a work in progress. I mean, there's so much healing from our money story, from our traumas, from our past experiences. Diba? There's just so many things.
Yes.
So your five senses. And the thing is, I mean, at least for me, maybe what worked for me was that it was an overarching thing. Na whenever that I wanted to pursue something, I remember specifically sometimes before I would say, pag binili ko to, hindi pa masyadong ambisyosa. Kunyari, bumili ka ng Louis Vuitton. Di ba? And she's like, ha? Bakit ako bibili ng Louis Vuitton? Bakit? Swerte ko ba? Hindi naman ako Donya. Or so, or pag bumili ako ng Birkin, ganyan, di ba? I mean, I know it's just a stature thing, but here's the thing, right? Why? I mean, why are you entertaining that kind of conversation? So, I remember specifically the first time I bought a Louis Vuitton. When I bought it was so relieving. I don't know. It was just so relieving. Not because it's a Louis Vuitton, right? But it's
Mhm.
just like the story that was going through my head. Like, why am I buying that? I'm not let's just say I'm not a Miss Universe. I'm not I don't know, like, I'm not a
Mhm.
Grant Cardone or Elena Cardone. Yung mga ganyan, diba? Whatever that may be. Right? I'm not an elite. Ganyan. So it was like, that's your issue. That's your problem. So
Mhm.
I was just saying, like, it also your ambition also because it reflects your decisions. So it's
It does.
correlational,
It does.
right? It does. So if you want to become a coach, right? It's not just because you just want to be a coach, right? So what are the steps that you're going to do? Right? It's the same. So it's correlational. So you're going to have your own mentors or coaches as well. You're going to study continuously as well. I mean, there are a lot of steps. It's not just wanting it just because you want it, but there's also a lot of work in between. I mean, you and I know that, right?
Yeah, alam na alam ko rin yun.
Yeah, right. Right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true. There's really a lot of work, and minsan talaga kailangan mo na pilitin ang sarili mo to show up and really do the work. Kasi kung hindi ka gumalaw, walang mangyayari.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Diba? Yeah.
Yeah. Pero I love your story. It seems like you're being prepared before, if you look at it and at hindsight. it seems that you were prepared for this role to serve at a bigger platform, and to kasi maganda rin yung program mo eh, yung 12-month program, and earning 6 or 7 figure in any business that you have while just tapping to your network. It sounds so easy, but then you really have to be brave enough to actually do the work. Kasi ang daming work yan. So, with Cassie, sige, ikaw na lang mag-discuss what the program is all about, and how it all came about.
Yeah, it all came about because I was negative 5,000 in my bank account. The pandemic happened. Our startup, the After Six Club, a transformative and progressive events company, learning events company, which was operating in co-working spaces, also got the halt because I mean all industries diba, were on hold. So it was just like so it was devastating, right? And then we were newly married, so parang you're on a fresh start, pero
Mhm.
yung fresh start mo involve, oh my god, like heavy load of what am I gonna do, right? So it started from there, and if I knew if I wasn't going to move anything a bit or whatsoever, if I'm going to move anything, it's going to be like a debt that will be close or at least more than $20,000, which is a 1,000,000 pesos, right? Kasi nga, if you're not going to do anything, there is no work, you have bills to pay. So I'm a forecasting kind of girl. So I was forecasting things like my expenses, my husband's expenses, my parents, like what am I gonna give them, that the child I wanna give to. So there are a lot of things. So when I calculated it all, I was like, oh my gosh, I have negative $5,000. Um, we are newly married. We were on a solo bed. We were, oh my gosh, that was, siguro iiyak talaga kayo. As in like, iiyak ka talaga. Kasi parang, this is not the life that you want. So that was what I was saying. I told myself, this is not the life that I want. So why am I going to allow this? Not an even second. I don't want to spend another second living like this. Right. So that was actually that. So what I did was I remember it was also at the time that people were saying, "Oh my gosh, Kassy, you have a TEDx. I just found out about your TEDx." Ganyan, ganyan. And I wasn't proud of my TEDx. I mean, you know that, right? It took me 2 years, right? It took me a year or 2 years to share my TEDx. And
Mhm.
it was about embracing ambition, right? But my TEDx kasi, okay, guys, don't Google it. Hindi, sige, fine.
Mahanap niyo yan sa LinkedIn niyo.
So I was stuttering. My grammar was all over the place.
Mhm.
I spilled something that wasn't supposed to be spilled. There was, it was crazy. Anyway, and people were saying that. And then there were some who was like, "Hey, Kassy, how did you?" Because everybody's like looking for ways to pivot their businesses and stuff. Like, how do you? I mean, people were asking. So what I did was, oh yeah, what did I do that brought me to all these profitable endeavors that I had before? What did I do that had also the hotel, also how I built the hotel? I mean, helped the
Mhm.
hotel have profit as well in times that I had zero marketing budget. I mean, how did that happen? So I looked back and turned it into specific steps, right? And that was the 8 weeks program that you were with at first, right? It's all about LinkedIn and stuff like that. And pretty much it was true. I mean, it when that happened, in 7 or 9 days. Oh no, I can forget. I can't remember. 7 or 9 days, right? I was able to earn $5,000, exactly how much that I needed to pay for my first credit. Isa pa lang yun, ah. Wala pa
Mhm.
yung iba, right? So I was like, oh no, I mean, this is so good, right? But what happened there was I played around with my values. I also have to look into the values. Like, I wanted to teach something that I walk my talk, something that I really believe in, something that I can really teach them, and they will also be profitable, or at least they will be able to stand up, right? And that exactly what happened. Like, within that 8 weeks, I mean, we have one of your classmates, which right, earn his 6 figures at 24 years. Was it 24? Anyway, right, at 24 years old, 24, 26. Hi. Anyway, so 24, he's listening right now. Hi. So 24, 26 years old, right? And he was stuttering on going lives, but after
Mm.
that, now he's super confident. I see him
Oo.
now on
Parang
his
ang suwabe eh.
grabe na, di ba?
Grabe.
Right? And it's just
Mm.
changed his life. And then you also you weren't sure about how to do how to show up on lives, and here you are now interviewing me. Like what, mommy? Like oh my god, you've grown. Right? And then we
Mm.
have another one, Badette, who was able to raise her rate and now is a transformational coach as well. So like those are just few things. And I turned it into a 12 months program now. It's not just solely LinkedIn alone because I saw your challenges. Like all of you guys, I've been seeing your challenges. And it's like what I always tell you guys about, like, think about your client as the level one you, and then you're now already level 10. So what can you teach them so that they get to reach your level 10? But naturally, if you are teaching them level 10, you naman, you're on your way to level 20, right?
Mm.
So I was like, okay, there's something here that I can help you guys with. And truth to be told, I'm just so happy because now that it's a 12 months program, you're more supported, you're fully supported from start to progress. So we've had someone who earned 1 million pesos by being in front of the right people. We have, I mean, it's not just about the money though, but there are a lot of self-confidence also that's happening. There are those crazy, I mean, I nakakaiyak siya that it's getting addicting also because at the end of the day, money now has no effect on me anymore in terms of chasing. For
Mm.
me now, I'd rather see you guys transforming, and that's the joy that I found. So now when I look back on things, like things that I have done in the past, the magazine that I self-published because I wasn't being accepted in Summit Media or in One Mega kasi nga bata ka pa, masyado kang bata at ambisyosa.
Yeah.
Right? Right? Like it wasn't the right fit yet. I'm not saying that they didn't accept me because
Mm.
I wasn't ready. It's just that I was too young. I was 20,
Mm.
21. So not sure, you're too young, right? So yeah, so those are the things, right? So I published my own magazine, and it was a 2 million peso, endeavor. Like what? But what I learned there was money management. So now on my own business right now, I do things different now. But once you get your profit in, now you invest it back to your business, and then the cycle goes on, right? Unlike before, money comes in, hurrah, let's buy all those things. Yeah, so the 12-month
Mm.
program will basically help you have your own personal brand. How do you put it all together? Your irresistible offer. How do you also put it out in the world with the use of social media and also traditional practices, if that's something that you want? There is also, of course, how do you get to sell also on your calls? This is so robust that it supports you according to the journey that you're in, but we have a plan, right? So everybody are doing it together. And that's the beauty of it actually, of it all. The modules, yeah, it's helpful, but the real powerful thing there is actually the support system that you have. Because all of you are doing the right thing. I mean, doing it all the same time, and you
Mm.
have different insights, diba? And then when you pull it all together as a mastermind, diba? Like, okay, I should do that. I'm not alone. Okay, there are a lot of realizations in between. So yeah, so now it's called Power Profile Biz Accelerator. It's a 12-month program. And you have your own guest coaches as well inside na. So if you're problematic in Facebook ads, if you're problematic in branding, if you're problematic in all sorts of things. And then we have also our guests. I usually pull in some guest friends from Mind Valley who comes in. I mean, you've experienced it, right?
Mm.
So
Yes.
I pulled in like who the PR of Marisa Pierce. I plug her there, how to do podcasting, so on and so forth. There's just so many things that's happening basically. But
Mm.
at the end of the day, it's about supporting you and where you are right now. And yeah, let's transform lives together. And that's the overarching message of it all.
Mm. Actually, yung ano, with what Cassie is telling us, she really maximizes her network as in.
Or
And not only that, not only maximizing her network, but also celebrating the success of her mentees.
yes,
And
important.
kasi meron talaga mga ibang teachers or coaches na parang nafe-feel na, nagko-compete sila with your mentees. When, ano, that's not the case. Pero bongga si Cassie mag-celebrate ng success ng mga mentees. And that's something that really, stuck to my mind. Pero Cassie, kasi, sabi mo nga, 'di ba, you're helping your clients and everyone to move from level 1 to level 10. Pero in your case, from level 1 to level 10 or from 10 to 20, ano yung mga challenges that you had to overcome to reach, those higher levels, that those levels of success and achievements? Kasi,
Oh my gosh.
oo, parang naisip ko tuloy, dati ka pa bang techie? Parang hindi ka naman ganun ka-techie before.
I have been okay, in sixth grade.
Sixth grade,
In
my
sixth
gosh.
grade. Kukwento ko lang sa inyo. In sixth grade, I have already been building websites. But
Mm.
and then I remember, I don't know if you batchmates, mga batchmates guys. I know you remember yung mouse, yung ticker ng mouse, merong cat, merong nagsasparkle na flower, or whatever, right?
Mm.
I used to sell that. As in like I used to like yeah, when I was in second year high school ba or grade 6, basta younger years pa yon. Yeah, I used to. And yung clients ko before are bulimics and anemics. So apparently, I mean, I don't know why I was in that space, but but yeah. So that time, Angel fired you, CPs, and all those things. So when I was younger, mahilig talaga ako to like, how am I gonna make money so that I'll be able to purchase my ISP bonanza, my my card, my internet card, or diba? So, mga ganun, because my parents taught us that if you want really, you want something, you really work, you gotta work your way and get it. So even my very first MacBook, I bought it. I mean, even my phone, even if yeah. So it's not about being techie. Actually, it's being resourceful. In fact, if we're in this conversation. Wait, let me just show you something. So in sixth grade, what is it, sixth grade or second year? I kind of forget now which one. But so younger years. I wanted to have a bag, and it's a Hello Kitty bag. I think you've heard of this the story already, but you guys haven't seen the bag yet, right? So I've always wanted to have this bag. So I always go to Alabang Town Center in Gift Gate, tama ba?
Gift
Gift
gate pa ba or Sanrio?
Sanrio, parang ganon, right? And there is a specific bag that I've been wanting, and it was 800 pesos. I didn't have money for that. But inaaraw-araw ko talaga siya. As far as I remember, alam ko, halos inaaraw-araw ko talaga siya. I would go there and I will keep on reserving that bag. Right? And I only had 50 pesos. 50 pesos ba? Yeah, around 50 pesos allowance. So, syempre, you're gonna eat your lunch, may sarili ka pang other luho or whatsoever. So at the time, kulang pa yun. Or 100 pesos, kulang pa yun. Kasi ang food, 80 pesos na lunch. Right? So anong nangyayari sa 20 pesos mo? Saan ka dadalhin? So, yeah, so I remember that. And having to say that also, it's actually this bag. I still have it with me. It's pristine pa. It's like, it's this bag. I can't let it go. So, kung yung mga tao, chine-cherish nila si Kelly ng Birkin, ako, ito lang. Mawala na lahat, wag lang siya. Right? So, yeah. So, where are we? What was your question again? Okay. So, where were you? So
Yung
how do you,
challenges.
yeah, the challenges in that. It's the same thing as the challenges that you had when you're young, when you're younger, right? The challenges that you have when you were younger, like number one, actually pare-pareho lang pala siya. Number one, what is it that you want to have? Or what is it that you want to, you wanted to achieve, or the outcome that you wanted to claim, right? So with that, you have to reverse engineer and having to think that, looking to this bag every time that I see it, I would like, okay, it's not just about the money. So what are the services or what are the racket at the time, right? That you are going to do in order for you to get into that outcome. So you think about, okay, that. Number three is opening up the opportunity for you. So what I did when I was younger was I saw an entry point when we had our foundation week. So what I did was I went to my teachers and I told them that we have a jersey factory. Newsflash, wala po kami Jersey Factory.
Pinagkit, pinagkitaan.
Kaming Jersey Factory. Wala talaga. Right? But because my mom always brings me to this different places, right? Because she does buy and sell at the time. My eyes were opened up with, all these are sellers. These,
Mhm.
opportunities. So I remember there was a jersey maker near our house. And I remember how much it was kasi asosera nga ako. I wanted to know all these things, right? So sakto, when my teachers were pulling and looking, I overheard them that they were looking for a jersey maker. I was like, teacher, I have a jersey. Sige. O, syempre, ko nagagawa, di ba? So, ang ginawa ko, pinatungan ko lang yung total. So, the
Mhm.
total, the entire batch, right? Pinatungan ko siya na 800 pesos. So, and nakuha ko yung bag ko.
I wonder ano yung reaction ng teacher mo pag
Kuya,
naririnig nila yan.
akala nila sobrang mura yon. Pero for me, sobrang priceless. No, but yeah, the challenges that you're going to have is the same thing that, regardless of how small or how big it is, right? The intensity lang different. It's the differs, but
Mhm.
it's the same, right? The same is number one. What is the outcome that you want? And from that outcome, you reverse engineer it, and you're going to have series of challenges. So, what are the series of challenges that you're going to have? Right? Honestly, it's not as complicated after all because even the biggest companies in the world have the same challenges, magkaiba lang ng intensity, right?
Mhm.
So, yeah, how are you going to get their leads or businesses, right? Or partnerships? How are you going to do that? What are the profit margins that you will need to put? What is the energy that you're going to bring? So if it's your energy, maybe if you're ready to have a team na, right? How much will you pay retainer for your team? So again, mag-iba lang yung intensity niya, yung org chart niya magbabago, but the problem is still the same over and over and over again. So this is why I truly believe, that's why I always teach you guys and remind our mentees, your co-mentees as well, that in every stages of your business, there will be a season or a set of challenges that will be meant for this season for you. And then on the next season, there will be another intensity or differentiator, which is because you now wanted to scale. Now, what does scalability mean for you? Because after you reach that next level scalability or scale, right, another set of scaling will hop on. But in a nutshell, what you're going to think about here, what we're going to look at was that again, it's all the same. The org chart just differs. Because the first level is just you as a one woman show, right? And then the next would be you and maybe a VA or whoever that you think na hindi mo zone of genius that you really, really have to pass it on so that meron kang kanan kamay who will help you, right? And then after that, you're going like, okay, you wanted more sales because you now have more assets. So if you have that, so now you're gonna have maybe your sales and marketing in place, right? But pare-pareho pa rin siya ng challenges. Magkakaiba lang siya ng intensity. So yeah, so those are the things that you're going to get into as you go through this entrepreneurial path. Um, Again, there's no one way or a one path that would say, oh, in the third month, ito problema mo. No, it's not like that, right? Again, it depends on the energy that you pour in as well. So I hope that answers your question.
Oo. Pero ano ha, how are you able to overcome your self-doubts? Or meron ka ba nun?
Oo naman, grabe siya. Oo naman.
Hindi, kasi when you speak, it seems like you don't ever doubt yourself. Parang pag nag-decide ka, you just do
Go for it.
everything in your power to make it happen. 'Di ba? Tapos ang galing mo pa mag-breakdown eh, yung kaninang ginawa mo. Yung start with your want and then yung pagiging resourceful and reverse engineering, 'di ba? Know the steps on how to get those and then open the opportunity. So, yun, 'di ba? Parang sabi ko, "Ay, ang galing naman ng pagka-breakdown nito."
Very specific. Oo, alam mo, self-doubt. 99% of everything that we do is actually a mindset thing. And you know that. I mean, like 99% of everything that you do is on you. And at the end of the day, it's your life. You only have one life. So honestly, I've been holding back on a lot of things as well because for me, I always question myself. I know it's gonna okay. The number one thing that I would always ask myself is, will it bring me more of what I want? Which I've been passing on to you guys, right? So when you do this thing, what will it bring you, right? So will it bring you conquering your fear of public speaking? Then you just did the right thing. Go for it, right? Until nawala na heal mo na siya, 'di ba? And the next is, will it bring more of what your audience wants or your soul aligned clients wants to? So I ask myself those two questions because again, if I'm going to do something and it has no intention, it has no outcome or objective, what's the point? Right? So what's the point? So I would always ask myself, okay, if I'm going to do my podcast, what's the point? What will it do for me? Kasi sayang energy mo, sayang yung gato mo, rararara, ang dami mo gawin, script mo pa, basta ang dami mo kailangan gawin, di ba? So, di ba? Grabe. Right? But
Mm.
what's the point? Di ba? So from that, from that space, I really had to dig deeper on if I'm going to do this, what is the message that I wanted to share? What is the example am I setting? What is it that I'm doing? Because honestly, I'm still a work in progress. I mean, my branding is not that perfect. I mean, it really, I mean, I'm just going to show up. Sometimes, pixelated na yung video ko. I don't care anymore because what really matters most is your audio. Parang ganyan. So I'm not going to dive into the emotions anymore, right? But still I'm still a work in progress. So how I do my self-doubt is, again, number one, I ask myself, will it bring me more of what I want, and will it bring more of what you want, right, of my audience want? Number two, what's the point, right? If I'm going to do it, what is the outcome though that I want to have in that? Now if I say that, oh, I want the money, okay, I'm not going to do it. Why? Because if I will always be chasing after money, the money that I will be chasing will never be there for me. Kasi nga, you keep on chasing it. And once that it falls in your lap, it's not going to be fruitful anymore. Why? Because once you have, let's just say you have your 1 million pesos, oh, ano ngayon? Anong gagawin mo? Like, will you find fulfillment on having 1 million? You'll be like, no, I want another 2 million. I want to be, I want to, you know what I mean? So for me, I will ask again those questions. And number four, where am I going to house the opportunities that I have? Right? So for me, I'm very generous. Like, I mean, what I do, diba? Like, you guys, let's just say you guys, kung pare-pareho kayo have issues with public speaking, for an example, I will bring in a friend, right, who does good public speaking and have a master class with you, pero to answer all your questions. So remember when you guys had issues about your Zoom background, right? Right. So what I did was I brought a friend from Mind Valley. It's like, hey guys, can you help like do a Q&A because you're blah, 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 right? So that's actually that. So again, if I pull in something as well and put it all together, I mean, will it help you guys with, with what your challenges are? So self-doubt for me is really fear. It's really an excuse on doing things, on making you have what you want. It's a BS. It's a
Mm.
BS, whatever you wanna
Mm.
call it. Yeah, it's
Oo.
BS. Yeah. Kung yung isa or yung
Harsh but
ibig sabihin.
true.
Oo, right?
Yes, on some levels, yes,
Well,
yes.
right. So it depends
I
on
agree
you.
to that.
It's an excuse. So yeah, and then after you ask those three things, I would also ask myself, um, okay, if you are going to do this, will it really give them value, right? Or am I going to hurt someone, right? So that's a thing. So again, if you are not hurting anyone in the process, or if maybe someone will feel hurt a bit, again, basta you're conscious and clear that your intention was, no, I just really want to help you, right? Now if you feel like you were offended, let's just say I say, hey, all these things that you're doing is BS, okay, that's on you. If you feel hurt,
Mhm.
now ask yourself, why am I hurt, right? Why am I doing this excuse? Why am I, all these things? So yeah, that's how I conquer self-doubt. I always ask myself, will this bring you more of what you want? Will it bring what others want, what's the point? Why am I going to do this? What is my objective, right? Where am I going to house the opportunity? So I always have it all listed down. And then from there on, consistency na siya.
Mm-mm.
So I always also, I mean, and then number five pala is distinguishing also, like, I mean, writing it all down. For me, kasi let's just say my podcast, example, a podcast. I've written in there, okay, what is the point again of this podcast that you're doing? Okay, so once you have these opportunities, okay, where are you going to put it? Where are you going to house it? When are you going? As in, like, I really process it. I journal every day, or if not every day, what I do is I ask myself some questions and then I will answer it out loud. Yeah. And then at night, number six is to go, di ko na alam. But number six is really more of meditation. So at night, when my anxiety attacks, I used to have anxiety attacks. Apparently, you guys, I learned an anxiety attack pala happens, at least for me, happens for me because there's something that is not clear. That's why you get panic attacks. Kasi hindi mo alam, parang, di ba, ano mangyayari? Bakit ganun? So it's something's not clear. So for
Mm-mm.
me, in order to cure myself from that is to make things clear for me. So what I will do every night is that I actually tell myself, like, you are abundant, you have a house, you have a loving husband, you have, at night, I think patulog na ako. As in, like, yun lang yung sasabi ko, like, grateful stuff. So that when I wake up, I'd feel like, you know what, you're so blessed, you're so abundant. So that's the thing. Self-doubt equates to, again, knowing that you're abundant, and abundant is a feeling. It has nothing to do with money. So I hope that, that helps you guys. Medyo in-expound ko na siya. But I, I hope that, that helped your viewers as well. Yeah.
Mm-mm. Yes, oo. Pero ang ano there's, paano ba? Parang malakas yung level of self-awareness mo. Kasi you always have to go back to yourself and ask those questions.
Mm.
Even if it's as simple as asking yourself na, so what? Ano yung intention ko dito? Will it, will I reach my goals faster, or will it also give value to other people? Actually nga, sinama mo pa yung mga ibang tao eh. So that's bonus points na yan ah. Kasi usually you'd always go back to yourself eh. But you also included other people into the equation. And there's a high level of maturity and awareness as well when it comes to that. Kasi not everyone can always go back to themselves and ask those questions, which I think really is a one of the best practices of successful people.
But
Di
it's
ba?
hard, it's so hard. It's
It's
actually
hard
hard.
to go back and discern, contemplate, 'di ba? Talagang sasagutin mo eh. You'll have to be as honest as you can to yourself and
Hard.
do
Yeah.
something about it, 'di ba?
It's
Pero ano, ang ganda ng ang ganda ng mga sinabi mo. And when before I even kasi before every soul talk, I also list down my guide questions. Pero syempre, I still follow the flow of the conversation. I don't actually just follow whatever it is that I've written. But before creating those guide questions, tinignan ko yung LinkedIn page ni Kassy. Kasi I know her as an online business coach, someone who always shows up in Ambitious Tribe, dun sa Facebook group. And, when I took a look at your profile, parang sabi ko, oh my gosh, ang dami pala nitong ginagawa. I mean, you're a consultant to Dicini and Dicini Law, and then you also are a contributor, a marketing contributor to so many other organizations. And then you also have your CAS events. Even, actually, yung after six, alam ko naman yun eh. Pero yung iba, parang sabi ko, oh my gosh, how does this girl do it all? Di ba? Kasi parang yun yung yun yung, you're really embodying drive, ambition. And you're not putting any bars to what it is that you want. So, ang tanong ko is, how do you do it, and how can other women aspire to do it? Is it just time management ba? Parang hindi rin eh, 'di ba? Kasi parang oo.
Before I'm an advocate of time management. Before I'm an advocate of time management. Now I'm an advocate of energy management.
I love that.
I think it comes with age.
Isusulat ko yan. I love that. Energy management.
Right? Like think it's really energy management. Pero you know, um, how am I gonna put this? Um, yeah, it's really more of energy management now. Kasi time management is i- why are you gonna manage time? Time is there. Time is, before I remember when I was in the corporate world, it feels like, can you give me more than 24 hours? Because there's just so many things to do. But the thing is, kaya pala, I realize it now, na kaya pala sobrang dami kong gusto, ang daming naming kailangan gawin. And parang it feels like ang dami talagang kailangan gawin in a day. It's because things are not clear. Where are we going? Why are we
Mm-hmm.
doing this? What is the purpose of doing all these things? Because I remember when we were in the agency as well, we were doing all these things.
Uh-uh.
Right? Tapos hindi naman siya lalabas. So parang inaksaya mo na yung, alam mo yun, parang, but bayad yung oras mo, di ba? But the
Yes,
thing
yes.
is, now, the way that he it, like, my time is priceless. So, even if you say that binayaran mo yung oras ko, my time is worth more than that. So, I guess again, I guess it's really more of like the self worth thing that has nothing to do with what you're offering and what you're doing. That's another. Number two is when I started working for things that I love and that I understand, it becomes more joyful for me. That time is not a question anymore because I would do things as efficient as I can or the best way that I can because I know how to do things. I mean, I know how to say, I mean, kung hindi mo man lang alam kung how to do things, at least you understand what it is that you're doing or what you are advocating, what you are supporting, what you are marketing, right? So that it has a direction on why are you serving these clients. So yeah, so for me now, I choose really, really well on who are the B2B clients that I work with. It's not because I don't want to work with a lot of people anymore. It's just that I look into number one, do we share the same values and mission? I always ask them as well and ask myself, if I serve this person, will I find fulfillment on helping and being part of this organization or being part of this brand? Right? Kasi again, because your time is so precious, why are you going to support something that you don't believe in? Like what if this kunyari it's a clinic who does euthanasia of dogs, example, right? And you love dogs, di ba? So naturally, di ba? I mean, for me, again, money is a tool, abundance is a feeling. I don't think I would feel abundant, supporting ganyan. But again, kanya-kanyang values yan. 'Di ba? Kanya-kanyang values, kanya-kanyang threshold yan. But ako lang to personally. I mean, I'm not, saying that it fit for everybody, but it's just me. So what I would do is I would always look into, again, what is the values, what are the values and the mission of this person, or number three, how does this person talk to me, right? Are they really value oriented or are they always chasing money? Because money kasi alam na natin kailangan ng tao. Like, basic. I mean, that's why we're
Given
in
yan.
business.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, right? That's why you're in business. So, clear na yan. But, ano yung unang-una mong sasabihin sa akin? Is it really more because I want to serve, these people and these are whatever that may be, right? And then I will go for it. But if you tell me, oh yeah, we need to do a euthanasia because there's so many dogs, nakakalat-kalat na dyan, I mean, so, no.
Mm-mm.
Right. So it's really more of energy management. Where are you going to pour your energy in? And then number three, I would always look into my schedule as well. It's just so important for me now that I'm married, especially, right? It's just important for me now that I have time for a walk with my husband. I have a time with my dogs at 5 in the afternoon. I have, these things. Before kasi workaholic ako eh. Sobrang workaholic. I'm married to my job because tanggap ko na in my heart na I'm never gonna get married. Newsflash, I got married.
Ooh,
So,
nice. And it's a happy marriage.
yeah. Right? Newsflash, I got married. Yeah, but those are the things. So again, go back to energy management. Have your own set of rules and boundaries. These are personal values that you have. And then look at the money secondary, right? It's never the first. Kasi naalala ko rin before, when money was the first thing that I was prioritizing, parang ang bigat ng trabaho parate. It feels like I always give myself this self-doubt also like, okay, this person paid me 200,000 pesos. Oh my God! Oh my God! Ang laki nun! Kaya ko ba? So, ang dami mo, parang sayang yung oras, yun yung iniisip mo, kaysa yung nagsuserve ka na, ginagawa mo ng maayos yung trabaho. So something like that. So I hope that helps. So again, it's not about time management. It's all about energy management. You choose who are the people that you wanted to serve and serve them because it aligns to you as well. Because if it's aligned to you, it's easier. Well, not that, if not that easier, it's more soulful for you to talk about. And it's also something that you advocate at the same time. It makes you joyful too. So I guess those are the few pointers that I would
Oo.
say is important.
Mm. I love the the clarity that you bring into the table kasi when I yun din another thing when I hear you speak, you know yourself as
Mm.
in inside and out. Kilala mo yung sarili mo. Alam mo kung ano yung rules and boundaries mo. And you will honor that. Those values that you have, you would honor and respect that. And kasi I've worked with a lot of women, actually not just women, pati mga lalaki rin. And one of the sad things that I notice is that yung boundaries madalas na babagsak, bumabagsak. Parang hindi na follow yung
That's
boundary.
okay. But
Mm-mm.
I mean, if that happens, it's okay because again, we don't reach to this point like you and I. We are more into this awareness space. It didn't happen overnight,
Yes.
diba? We had to go through a lot of failures. Yung pa, right? We are learners and we are winners and learners, never winners and failures or losers, right?
Mm-mm.
So you feel forward. So sometimes talaga, you're right. You're right about I want to echo what you just said that there are some people who just forgets about their boundaries. But that's okay. Why? Because what happened here is that they get to learn I mean, the more na nasugatan ka, the more na magsistick siya sa'yo, then dun ka magkakaroon ng boundaries. Kasi
Oh my
boundaries,
gosh,
di ba?
trauma.
Right? Trauma, right? No, but yeah, but the thing is, if it did, okay, di ba nga sabi nila, if you keep on falling over and over again, it means there is a lesson that you haven't learned.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, and it's the same. I mean, for me, that's the same. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess, I mean, we're not saying that it's wrong for the other people who didn't have those kind of boundaries. Maybe it's not just the season for them. Maybe it's not yet, maybe that's the next step in order for them to have it, right?
Mm-mm.
So, yeah,
It's something that they really have to learn,
yeah.
'di ba? Para naman para magbago na. Para
Yeah,
meron ng mga changes. And
yeah.
sige, kasi we're almost at the end of our conversation. Oh, ganun no. Na-miss ko yung ganito, yung high energy ni Cassie. Yung talagang madadala ka na lang.
No, go lang, no time. Yeah,
Hindi, as a parting message to those who are going to watch this one. Kasi I'm also going to share this sa Ambitious Tribe.
yeah.
So, ano ba yung what's the message that you could give to them so that they could still work on their goals or, kasi January pa naman, di ba? And for sure, meron pa dyan na naghahabol sa mga visions and sa goals nila. So, as an online business coach who's really, really advocating clarity. How, ano yung pwede mong message for them and for me na rin. Yan.
Have the empowered decision that you are in control of things that you can control and let go of the outcome that you can't let go. I mean, you can't control. So if you have an outcome, which is, of course, the epitome of why you're doing things anyway, right? Once you have that outcome, let it go.
And then hold on to the vision, right? And then do whatever it takes for you to get into that. Now, why am I saying that what's the point on having an outcome and then letting go your outcome? Like, what's the point? Parang pinaisip mo pa ako. Tapos let go mo pa, right? No, the reason here is because if you want to have, let's just say, 1,000,000 pesos right now,
Mhm.
ask yourself, tell me, where are you going to house that 1 million pesos? That's seven figure. Where are you going to put it? Are you going to put it on a new microphone? So that why? Why are you going to buy a new microphone? List it down. If you're going to buy a new bed or and bamboo sheets, you guys keep on hearing bamboo sheets to me because I love it immensely, right? So what are you going to do with it too? I mean, why, right? Because you needed more sleep, you wanted to take good care of your health. I mean, those things. So once you have that outcome, like, okay, 1 million, these are the things that I'm going to do with 1 million, blah, 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 blah. And that place in there, why is that important to you? What good will it bring for you and for your people or the people that you serve, those who invested in you, right? What are you going to do to invest back to themselves? Once you have those in place, let it go. Why? Because the fact that you were able to already narrow it down and wrote it down, put an intention to it, right? It means it's now a desire that is imprinted to you, right? So since it's imprinted to you, let it go. Because what's happening here is that emotions are going to be attached to that, and we don't want that emotion to be attached. Why? Because even if you put a little timeline, what if hindi mo na achieve yung 1 million mo? 'Di ba? Let's just say gusto mo in 1 week. Okay. But good. Pwede, I've done it, right? But here's the thing. What did you do the entire week or before that 1 week that compounded to making that happen, right? So again, it's so correlational. So once that you get to do that, let go, and then have the vision that you know the vision is for you to make these desires happen. Diba? Let go, and then after that, have empowered decisions to do whatever it takes for you to get into that on this certain timeline. And now if that timeline happened and it didn't, I mean, is already there and it didn't happen, guess what if you achieve 350,000 pesos against 1 million? Guess what? You still had 350,000 pesos, that money that you didn't have before. Now, in the 350,000 pesos, which amongst those desires that you have listed, you're going to house it and then work through the next round,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's it. So have an empowered decision and have an outcome, enlist your desire, let it go, and then hold on to the vision and just do whatever it takes. So I hope that helped you guys, and I hope that helped you too. And I'm just so proud of you, Brent.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
really proud
the
of you.
magic of manifestation.
Yeah, right. I've seen you progress immensely. Just so proud of you.
All right. So thank you, Ren. And ano, congratulations. Parang nag-top yung podcast mo.
Yeah, thank
Oo.
you.
Maybe you could also share yung for the viewers or those who are going to watch, 'di ba? Na to join the Ambitious Tribe and to
Yeah,
saka talk about your podcast, Ren. Invite us,
sure.
'di ba?
Sure, you guys. You actually, brands, go ahead and give everyone, your viewers, abundant and empowered journaling prompts. Go ahead and give them that. I'll give you the link. I'll give it to Brand so that she plays it on your caption or when she sends it out. Go
Mm.
ahead and give it away, right? Number two, and go ahead and also follow us inside Ambitious Tribe Inner Circle. It's now Inner Circle, right? Wherein every Monday, I show up for Monday Mindset. We have also mini trainings inside your emails, so you will be receiving emails from me every now and then with mini trainings and announcements. We have the podcast, which is Ambitious Tribe with Kassy Pajarillo. And watch out soon, we're going to have our YouTube channel. So go ahead and join us. Everybody's welcome. We have also forecasting planning for work-life integration on the 21st, 4 p.m. So all you got to do is just drop your emails down below, or maybe just message brands, and then I'll give you guys a Zoom link so that you can be part of that. Yeah, that's basically that. And we have our 5-day masterclass again happening this February. So just be part of our Ambitious Tribe Inner Circle. You'll get a lot of things. A lot of things is just happening inside. So the
Mm-mm.
key is go inside. So yeah.
Yes. All right. I'll share all the links, so don't worry about it. But thank you, Cassie, so much for
Welcome.
showing up in my show. Wow.
Oh, of course. Ikaw naman next time.
Ay,
Yeah,
na ako, nag-coffee talk na ako sa inyo with
correct.
Liza. Gosh.
Yes, more pa.
Yes, but thank you so much. I really appreciate this. And you also doing the kind of work that you're doing, empowering women and telling us that it's not wrong to embrace ambition and to drive ambition. There's
Absolutely.
a process to that as well. And it's a journey to have those achievements and success. Kasi marami talagang aalisin eh. 'Di ba?
Yeah,
For
a
a
lot of
person,
healing.
a lot of healing, and but you'll enjoy the transformation definitely.
Super amazing.
Mm-mm. Ayun. So, thank you
Yeah,
so much.
thank you
And
too.
for the favored ones, I hope that you have gained so much from this conversation. And remember that you are highly favored and truly blessed. And of course, you're a child of God. So, I wish you all the happiness and peace. So, grateful for everyone. Grateful for Cassie. Thank you once again. God bless everyone.
Bye.